Alright, so what's up guys? So we're out here on another run, out here doing this craziness for all of you guys who simply sit back, watch, admire, and enjoy as we cross in the street, hoping not to die, and then acknowledging some people who honked at us. But you know, just another day in our fitness journey, right? Getting bigger, stronger, faster, and so forth, right? Making the best and the most of our bodies. So, you know, without further ado, we're gonna give you 4 tips for your fitness, consistency, and you know, without further ado, we are gonna give you tip number 1. In order to make you more consistent, make you more able to go to the gym day in and day out, right? Because that's what requires that consistency. And you know, this all starts with having a regulated plan, right? I know so many people that don't, right? They just go into the gym and try to wing it every day, and before they know it, one day they'll work out really good, and the next day they might work out really bad, and they won't even know it, right? Because their body can play tricks on them. Just like when we're running, especially, you'll notice it as you get higher and higher in the mileage, your mind starts to find more and more excuses to quit. But the way to get around that mind is to have a plan, right? Knowing how many miles you plan on running before the day even starts, right? So you can stay on it, right? So your mind knows what to do, so you can shut it up. Because a lot of the times, you know, these excuses that you may find are pure BS. And if you don't have a plan, you won't even notice it. You'll just mistake it for you being done, right? Your workout's complete. You worked out the muscle, but in fact, you didn't, right? Not to the fullest effect, not to the effect that's gonna give you, you know, those size biceps and chest, whatever goal that you have. But you know that by not writing it down, by not putting it, you know, storing it as information, you're gonna get lost. And you know, anything pretty much can drag you off course, right? Your friends at the gym, a pretty girl that you see, right, that you want to talk to, but you know, you got to realize that your workout comes first, and you got to do those while you're there, right? Save that talking and those fun and games and laughter for other times, right? That's not to say to torture yourself in the gym, but realize that you're there to work out and get better and work out to the best of your abilities, because we are only given a certain number of workouts in our life, right? Don't take that for granted, right? It may feel like you have forever to get big, but you know, take every time that you visit the gym, you know, as, you know, a gift, right? Granted, because you don't know how many you have left, and in good health especially. Come on, so do that, right? Clear yourself of those distractions. And without further ado, we are gonna give you tip number 2 for consistency in the gym, el gimnasio, and that's what you should. Oh, and we kind of mentioned it a little bit, and that is to take out some of those distractions, right? If you're using your phone too much, gosh, I see so many people doing this, right? They bring their phone in the gym and they're there texting every 5 minutes, and I look at their phone and lo and behold, they're on social media scrolling, right, messing around, when they are supposed to be in the gym working out. Because you know, I'll tell you, they're not pushing themselves to their fullest capacity, right? That social media is a distraction, and for many, the problem might exist from wanting to go to the gym altogether, which is understandable, right? So many people don't want to be there, they want to be somewhere else. But using that phone as a buffer, right, is going, you know, to be detrimental, right? When you're in the gym, you want your head to be in the gym, right? Nowhere else, right? Not on the beach, right? That you might see on Instagram, right? You might see the Snapshots of your friends right in the club, right at the bar, or the beach, like we said. And it might make you start to think about that, right? Man, wouldn't it be nice to be there right now, having fun, living it up with them. But guess what? Your body is in the gym and you got a workout to do, right? And by not focusing on that, you might even get hurt, get injured, because if you do the wrong things, you know, are gonna be at risk, is gonna be dangerous. So by eliminating those distractions, you are gonna be on your way to developing that consistency, right? Doing the same thing over and over again. Because, you know, by doing so, you are going to be replicating the same results over and over again. You're not dependent on an app, right, to distract you. You never know what new distraction is going to come forth, right? So you may be sitting there for an extra hour on your phone, or even 2 hours, just sitting around, lounging around, right? I've seen it. I've walked into a gym and tried to use a bench press, and lo and behold, there's a person using their phone and just hunched over looking at it, and I say, okay, I'm gonna go back to it, and so forth. And in about an hour and a half, I cycle around, and lo and behold, they're still there on their phone. So don't do that. Please leave your phone at home if you can, or just use it for music, and that's it. So in order to improve your consistency, we also gave you one just now, way number 3, and that is to find, you know, a good playlist for you, right? You want to work out hard. For me, heavy metal usually works, rock and roll, and especially when you're in the sets where you want to push as much weight as possible, feel strong. And it's been psychologically proven that the type of music that you listen to has an effect on how your workout is, and, you know, even how you go about life, how you feel, your self-esteem, and so forth. So if you're working out slower, you might want to listen to slower songs. Even when I run, I like to listen to different tempos depending on how fast I'm going, and it helps me regulate it, right? I'm not really thinking about my steps at that point. I'm just following the beat with my feet, and it's so much funner that way. So highly suggest that. As we're going through a little bit of rain over here, but we're still making our way over because we're consistent, right? We're not using the rain or anything as an excuse, right? And that even leads us into point number 4, way number 4, as far as, you know, developing a consistency in fitness, and that is to clear yourself of these excuses that they may come about. Because for many of us, it's so easy, right? You wake up feeling like crap. We all get sick, right? It all happens to us. And, you know, for many, you can get tempted, right, to want to not work out. And, you know, when you see your friends who may, you know, have the results that you want, or you see these Instagram models and YouTube stars and so forth, all these people who appear to have made it, and you didn't, and it's very easy for you to make up an excuse, right? Call yourself big boned, or, you know, there was nothing to do but eat and drink, right? You can find any excuse in the book if you wanted to, as far as why you didn't make it, why you weren't consistent with your fitness regime. But guess what? If you really want it, you'll make time for it, right? You'll make it a priority, right? Because it all boils down to how much you want it. Because if you don't want it, it's gonna be very easy, right? You'll be tempted so easily by the smallest of things can pop up. And guess what? You're not gonna work out. And nothing will pop up. And guess what? You're not working out again. And, you know, those clusters of non-workout days can lead to more, because you're just gonna give up on everything in its entirety. And, you know, from then, it's even like a domino effect, or an avalanche, snowball effect, right? But a negative one, right? You want a positive one, right? Almost like a hitting streak in baseball, right? Versus a cold streak or a slump, right? Because by the player remembering that they had a hit for 10 games, by the 11th game, it's gonna feel easy, right? And when they get to 20 games, it's gonna feel easy, and 30, so forth, whatever hitting streak they're on. But if they're cold, right, by remembering, you know, that they haven't had a hit in 10, 20 games, right, it's gonna get in their head. It's gonna get harder and harder to break out of it, right? Because of those mental, you know, almost like demons in your mind, right? You want good thoughts, good positive energy, right? Thoughts that you went to the gym for a streak of a month, right? Every day, or at least 4 or 5 times a week. And remembering that is gonna keep you there because you'll have that momentum. And being around other people that have are gonna keep you going as well. And before you know it, you're gonna be consistent. And that's the end goal of this video. So, as always, we say thank you very much for watching this. We hope you're able to become more consistent in the gym. And say thank you again and goodbye.